I used to be a professor, believe it or believe it or not, many years ago, of course, right? But I was a part-time, adjunct professor at a university, and mind you, you only need a master's to be a professor at a university or community college. But anyhow, any of the things that you hear about in the films or in movies is not real. This whole idea of like, oh, you're gonna sleep with all your students, that didn't happen. Nor did I have the offers either, or if I did, I was too naive to notice them. So that was never a part of the deal. But my biggest gripe with it was that it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like, man, I was gonna be respected. People were gonna appreciate my insight, my, just everything, right? I just felt like I was gonna be appreciated more, and I didn't really feel like that. I felt like it was kind of just like a very transactional interaction, right? It was like some people were there to get their grade, to graduate, to get a piece of paper, to get a job. It was like that sort of. That was the vibe that I got from most students, and that was sort of like my biggest issue with it. And I came to terms with it and realized like, oh wow, this is not what I thought it was gonna be. Because I remember when I was in school, I took it as an opportunity that I was like here to grow and learn and be a free thinker and whatnot, and all these things that I thought about, and that did not happen. Um, so it wasn't very fun. And then this is the interesting thing is, so I know a lot of people always like to say, all right, find yourself a mentor. How about find yourself anti-mentors, right? People that you for sure don't ever want to be when you grow up. So one time I had a part-time job at the school, right? So in addition to being a professor, I was also a writing tutor in one of the writing labs. And then I run into this dude, and he's like a 40, 50-year-old guy. Definitely incel vibes all the way, puny, dysgenic, ponytail, pale, lanky, goofy, awkward. Um, just nothing sexual about the man whatsoever. No sex appeal, right, for a grown man. Comes in here with his ponytail. I tell him, yeah, I'm also a part-time professor. He tells me the same. Yeah, he's a part-time professor in the English department. I'm like, okay, interesting. Let's see if he has some insight that I can, learn about. And he tells me, he's like, yeah, like, because I was telling him the uncertainty of being a part-time professor is that one semester you may get hired, the next you may not. And I was like, I can't deal with that. And he was like, well, get your classes in the fall, and then in the spring you get on unemployment and you live in your car with your cats. And so I'm thinking to myself, man, hell no, this is not what I want to do. This absolutely is not the plan. And I just think to myself, like, how could somebody settle for that? But then you see his condition and then it makes sense, right? It's like, this is somebody who's really taken the easy route, right? Who's gone for a life of ease and comfort. I don't even think it was easy or comfortable, but it was simple, right? It was, I give a little bit and then I take a little bit. And it just clearly that was not the direction I wanted to see myself in, right? I couldn't see myself, you know, living under those conditions. I just felt like there's way too much that I have inside of me to just settle for that. And it's actually quite dangerous, right? But the thing is, it's so important to interact with these people because then you realize, man, this is the type of mentality that some people go into the world with, right? You have one life and you're gonna use it to do that, to literally work for one semester, quote unquote, and then chill for another. It doesn't make any sense to me. It was a tragedy, but it was very eye opening because I was like, all right, if I don't want this life, if I don't want to end up like this man with cats in a car, then I better do something about it. I better move, move myself into a direction that's not going to be, that future. So I quit after that. I was like, I'm out of here. I'm never doing this again. And that was it. It never happened again. But like I said, it was never. I really did think it was gonna be like the movies. I thought I was gonna get all kinds of play. I was a young professor, but nothing ever happened. I mean, I never, sadly, never got any play. What I did have though, okay, so this is the one thing that I did learn also as well. So I was, uh, you know, just by destiny, right? Like there was a student, she was in my class, and I had a little tryst with her several months before then or years before then. So coincidentally, she had taken the class that I was a professor in. She didn't know, and so what she did, I guess her thinking was like, oh, since we messed around before, it's okay. Like, so she just didn't show up to class, and then at the end, just wanted a grade. And I just thought like, this is interesting. So she thinks she could take advantage of the fact that I had gotten a little bit of play from her, you know, a while ago, and so she thinks that she can sort of use that as a reason why. And so I thought about that too. I was like, oh, it's interesting how some people will take advantage of your kindness, of your niceness, of your position, and in hopes that they'll get something out of it. I did give her a C. I'll be honest with you, and that was because I felt bad. I wasn't a savage enough, and frankly, I didn't really care. I'll be honest with you. I was like, do what you want. Like, I'm not about to, ruin, your ability to graduate university because I ruined your grade over an elective course. It just didn't make any sense. I understood that part. I just didn't like the fact that she thought she could get one over me in that regard. So I never spoke to her again. I blocked her off everything. I was like, dude, I never want to deal with these kind of people again. Um, but yeah, anyways, it's a bit of a rant, but like, it's just, you know, a little bit of insight into what happens as a professor at a university. Wasn't the best experience. Glad I did it. Won't ever do it again. I still get offers to go and teach, but I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. I know what it's gonna be, so it's not something I'm interested in doing again. But yeah, just a little story time. See you on the next one.